Hello everyone, I am Hannah Claire Adir and I'm going to share to you my travel itinerary here in Cebu City. Cebu's original name is derived from Cebu, which means to trade. The island was a flourishing center of commerce during the country's pre-colonial era. Cebu's rich history extends through centuries, and thankfully, much of this heritage is still breathing through the landmarks and sites of the famed Queen City of the South. Here's a rundown of a must-visit historical landmarks in Cebu. Guys, it's already 8 in the morning, so let us go first to Magellan's Cross. From Mactan Cebu International Airport to Magellan's Cross is only 13.8 kilometers via Sergio Osmeña Boulevard and it will take 38 minutes through motorcycle. The Philippines was discovered by Magellan on March 16, 1521. Then, on April 21st, Portuguese explorer Ferdinand Magellan, the first person to circumnavigate the Earth, landed on the shores of Cebu together with his fleet of 5 vessels. The crew was on their way back to Spain after a successful expedition to the Maluku Spice Island under the instructions of King Charles I of Spain. To mark his arrival, Magellan planted a cross in the name of his motherland. He became friends with the chieftain Raha Humabon and his wife, and on the same site, the rulers were baptized as Carlos and Juana, in honor of the Spanish king and his mother respectively. Soon after, 400 of Humabon's followers were introduced into Christianity. As such, Magellan's Cross marked the beginning of two things: Spain's colonizations and Christianity in the country. Today, the historical marker is housed in the center of small chapel and is encased inside a tingalo wood. The cross is located conveniently next to the Basilica Minor del Santo Niño de Cebu, the oldest Roman Catholic church in the country. It is home to the image of Señor Santo Niño de Cebu, Magellan's gift to the couple during their christening. The Fort San Pedro is a few walks away from Magellan's Cross, and don't worry guys, because the entrance fee is 30 pesos only for adults and 20 pesos only for students. Prided as the country's oldest and smallest fort, Fuerte de San Pedro, or more popularly known as Fort San Pedro, is another well-known tourist attraction in Cebu. It was built as a military defense structure under the command of Miguel Lopez de Legazpi, the first Governor-General in the Philippines. Its long and rich history is a true delight for tourists. Among other things, the fort was once an army garrison, prison camp, school, hospital, and even a zoo. Today, Fort San Pedro is a historical park under the supervision of the local government. To add, part of the fort was converted into the museum that has a Spanish artifacts, paintings, old photographs, and historical documents in it. After visiting the museum, you can wander around the fort's triangular shape, where two sides are facing the sea and the other facing the city. While you're at it, take a snapshot with a real cannon or simply enjoy the magnificent view of the roof deck has to offer. Walking distance from Fort San Pedro is Cebu Heritage Monument. To get you excited, visitors can enter the enclosure of the monument for free, but donations are always welcome. It is an extravagant bronze tableau masterpiece by local artist Eduardo Castrillo and was constructed from July 1997 to December 2000. The work depicts the most historical events of Cebu, starting from the time of Raha Humabon, the infamous Battle of Mactan, up to the beautification of Cebuano martyr Pedro Calungsod. The monument is located in the Parian Plaza of Cebu's Parian District. The Parian has historical merit of its own as the district was built exclusively to house Chinese merchants and their families in Cebu during the Spanish period. Our next stop is Yap Santiago Ancestral House. This house is open to the public from 9 o'clock a.m. to 6 o'clock p.m. daily for a small fee of 50 pesos per guest. It is one of the oldest homes in the Philippines and is believed to be the oldest Chinese house outside of China. The ancestral house was built by Don Juan Yap between 1675 and 1700 for his growing family. His wife Donna Maria Florido and their three children, Maria, Eleuterio, and Consolacion. Despite its age, the balay nga batuog kahoy still remains commanding and enchanting as ever. Its secret ingredients? The beautiful coral stones and egg whites that make the walls, and the mulave, balayong, and terracotta glue that keep the roof strong. Inside, the two-story structure is adorned with beautiful pieces that will make you travel through time. Period artworks, well-crafted sculptures, antique designs, and native furniture shower the interior with Filipino, Spanish, and Chinese influences. Also present are religious icons and images that remind guests of the Yap Santiago's close devotion towards their faith. The ancestral house is currently under the supervision of Val Santiago, the great-great-grandson of Donna Maria Yap Santiago and a great supporter of the heritage and the arts. He has vowed to preserve the house for generations to get a glimpse of old Cebu. Located a few blocks from the Yap Santiago Ancestral House is the Museo de Cebu, or the Cebu Provincial Museum, holds a unique history of its own. Museo de Cebu is open daily except Sunday from 9 o'clock a.m. to 6 o'clock p.m. and the entrance fee is 75 pesos for foreigners and 30 pesos only for Filipino visitors. Museo de Cebu, or the Cebu Provincial Museum, holds a unique history of its own. Designed by Domingo de Escondrillas, Cebu's only architect at that time, the structure was built in 1871 as the Cárcel de Cebu, or the provincial jail. The cárcel was originally intended to be the main prison of the Visayas Island, which would account for the establishment's large size. During its 135-year run, the cárcel served as prison not only to convicted criminals but also to Katipunero captives. It became a horse stable during the American era. During the Japanese occupation, it once again became prison, until it was formally named as the Cebu Provincial Detention and Rehabilitation Center. The CPDRC has been relocated in August 2008. The former prison camp was formally inaugurated as a provincial museum. Today, Museo de Cebu detains important historical pieces for locals and tourists to admire. It has 4 galleries, including the Presidential Gallery with portraits of the Philippine presidents and an archaeological gallery with gold and ceramic artifacts of the renowned Santiago shipwreck. End your tour by visiting the wishing well of wisdom, love, and good fortune. According to historians, the well provided the water supply for the complex during its Cárcel era. Ride a cab to Lapu-Lapu City and head on to our last stop, the Mactan Shrine. This is located along Puente Engaño Road, Lapu-Lapu City. There is no entrance fee, but donations are always welcome. Built to commemorate Philippines' first battle, the Mactan Shrine is Cebu's tribute to Dato Lapu-Lapu for defending Cebu from the invading Spaniards, led by Ferdinand Magellan in the Battle of Mactan that happened on April 27, 1521. To pay homage to both historical figures, the Mactan Shrine holds the Lapu-Lapu Shrine and the Magellan Shrine. Lapu-Lapu's place in history is, he is considered as the first Philippine native to resist foreign invasion, making him the first national hero of the Philippines. How cool is that? Even noteworthy is the fact that Lapu-Lapu and his warriors only used rude weapons of iron swords and bamboo spears to win against the heavily armed Spanish invaders. Adjacent to the Lapu-Lapu Shrine is the Magellan Shrine, which shelters the Magellan Monument and the Magellan Marker, built in 1866. The Magellan Monument is a memorial tower that holds different inscriptions on each side. including the Magellan's name in Portuguese. On the other hand, the Magellan marker is a panoramic painting of the Battle of Mactan that was placed in 1941. Guys, if you want to travel to Cebu, here is my itinerary travelogue. So I'm hoping that this will help you a lot. Keep safe and always wear your face mask.